And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. Interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the New York Yankees taking on the Miami Marlins.
And now,
first pitch coming your way next.
Your Miami Marlins.
Just about set to go now. And towing the slab here, Sandy Alcantara. How about a scouting report on him?
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
Anthony Volpe, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1.
First pitch, 7 o'clock.
That one fouled off. Here's a 1-1. The shortstop takes the ball. You see the velocity 97 with that fastball. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. 1 out in the top of the first. Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. Knee high, that's in for a strike. Alcantara, a former Cy Young Award winner. He features a sinker, a changeup, a four-seamer, a slider, and he occasionally uses a curve. 1 down, base is empty. That one's in there, and it's 0-2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, anytime you can punch out the top 2 guys in a lineup to start an inning, got to be feeling pretty good out there on the mound, because when you think of just having a distraction, table setters on the base paths, and all of a sudden you're dealing with the number 3 hitter, any distraction can cause you to serve up a cookie, and instead of it being a solo shot, it's a 2 or 3 run homer.
Two outs. Up the middle. Whips it to first. Judge out on the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Yanks held in check. And now the Marlins will have a crack at things. No score. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show.
I'm about to shake up the system. I'm about to do something different. I'm about to change up the game.
And we're back. And taking the ball for the Yankees, Garrett Cole. Chris, how about a scouting report?
Power pitcher. He's going to speed you up with the fastball velocity, and out of his hand will explode the breaking ball. Very difficult for hitters to keep that front side closed and hit the ball the other way, because they know if they're not ready to pull the trigger, the fastball will beat them.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Xavier Edwards. Strike on the inside corner.
0-1.
The pitch. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
2 pretty nasty sliders to get this hitter in an 0-2 count. If you're up there at the plate, you got to look up in the zone and spit on anything that's down.
Line drive. Jumps, throws, not in time. An infield knock to start the inning.
The effort was there with the jump throw. You gotta love it, but it just wasn't in time. Still a really impressive play just to get to that ball and make it close at first. And not every shortstop can even make that play.
So up next, Connor Norby. That one's in there. Strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Runner at first with no outs here. Cole a check to first. Oh, and they got him leading. He's out.
So much for their first hit right there. Good move, and he had him leaning all the way.
And a foul ball. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And ball one.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading the count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
And they'll do it again. Next pitch, a slider that misses outside.
Well, I think he's trying to get a feel for where that one missed. I mean, it could have gone either way, but he looked a little shocked for a second there.
Pitch misses there. Full count now. Outside, and that is ball four. It wasn't easy, but he earned that walk after a long at bat.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
Now a chance for Jesus Sanchez. Fastball for a strike. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Battling here as he fouls it away. Norby, the base runner at first with one out. Just missed.
Really good take, especially with two strikes.
Fly ball, pretty well struck right field. Judge going back on it. And that's a home run into the upper deck. Into the second deck it goes, and they add a pair. It's 2-0.
That's a fun way to take the lead. Just hit one out of the park. Breaking ball on the inside part of the plate requires a hitter to stay really square with his mechanics. If you fly open with the front shoulder, there's no way you keep that ball fair. An outstanding job mechanically. He deserves that home run.
Digging in, Jonah Bride. And that drops in for a strike. Still only one out here in the inning. And that one upstairs, ball one. Here's a 1-2. And that's
ball
down
two.
and away.
2-2 to count.
Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. He makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Batting fifth, the first baseman.
Time now for the Marlins lineup.
Mervin.
Two down, base is empty. And now Matt Mervis.
Well, with this many pitches thrown here in this first inning, I mean, you're giving the other team a really good look. He's going to have to find a way to get some weak contact, maybe a swing and miss, get into that dugout and hit the reset button.
Fought off foul. Awkward swing there from the big left-handed hitter.
One ball,
off balance as
two
well.
Struck him out without a swing. That was pretty nasty. Two-run shot for Miami this inning, and it's 2-zip. Back here in Miami, top of the second, and here comes Bellinger.
35, Cody Bellinger.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
Bellinger's an interesting example when you talk about scouting and development. I mean, this is a guy now that has turned into one of the premier power hitters in the sport. He was a fourth-round pick out of Hamilton High School in Chandler, Arizona in 2013. He hit one homer his senior year.
2 strikes to count.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Around first and hustling for second. And he's got a leadoff double.
Still able to come through behind in the count right there. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Giancarlo Stanton at the plate. That one misses. Ball one.
I just love watching Alcantara get ready for games, Boog. He turns into a different person, just usually cracking jokes and having a good time. But start days are a different story. That's when things get serious for this guy.
Misses outside, and now 2-0.
He's clearly trying to work him away here. Both pitches off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
On the ground, right side, and that's just foul. Ripped towards third, and they take care of Stanton for the out.
Batting sixth, the catcher, number 28, Austin Wells.
Here's the catcher, Austin Wells. And first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
0-1.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
Foul ball there. The 0-2. That one missed. Fights that one away, still 1-2. Cut out and missed, struck him out. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
Paul Goldschmidt now. Just missed. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score.
Comes through with the RBI. Timing on the swing was good. Able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach, paying off.
Here's the left fielder, Jason Dominguez. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
And now Oswaldo Cabrera. That's in there. And that is strike 1. That crosses the plate, and now they're just 1 strike away from getting out of this mess. First and second, 2 down. Here at the top of the second. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. Around third. Here's the throw to the plate, but it's offline. He will score. We are tied at 2.
Good 2-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count.
First and second, 2 outs. Anthony Volpe digs in now. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. On the corner for a strike.
Ball game is still tied. They can get out of this inning with a tie game.
Dominguez at second. Cabrera on at first with 2 down. And strike 2.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good, and then by the time he gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Ball. This one in the dirt. No movement on the bases. 1 and 2 the count. 2 on, 2 outs. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Runner around third on his way to the plate. The throw is offline, and he's in to score. 3-2, they take the lead.
He was all over that one. Smashed that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
So 2 down. Jazz Chisholm Jr. stepping in now for the Yankees. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Ball 1, no strikes.
Line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field. Now a long throw home. And he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning.
Well, it's pretty difficult to throw a base runner out at the plate with 2 outs and a base hit to the outfield, but an excellent job of coming up with it, getting rid of it quickly, and throwing on the money. That is great technique from start to finish. Nice job to end the inning.
Bottom of the inning. Now the left fielder, Griffin Conine. Cole back to work. And that one is lifted in the air. Judge takes it in for the out. 1 down.
Almost a loud start to the inning on that first pitch. Man, he's going to want that one back, no doubt.
Next is the designated hitter, Davison De Los Santos. That's a strike across the top of the zone. 1 out, base is empty. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
I understand you want to try to gauge that guy's fastball, but you also have to be aggressive and ready to hit in your zone. Now you're in a tough spot.
Now a screamer into the outfield. Dominguez brings it in. 2 down.
Batting 8, the center fielder, Kyle.
Here's the center fielder, Kyle Stowers. Right through there for a strike.
The strong second inning is a
0-1's
confidence
the count.
builder for him, a relief for his manager. Doesn't have to get into that bullpen quite as early.
And
That's a
downstairs.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
1
2
ball,
outs, base
2
is
strikes.
empty. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Cabrera brings it in for the 3rd out. Miami down in order. They trail it 3-2. And welcome back to the
Leading off for the
ballpark.
Yankees,
Aaron
the right
Judge
fielder,
at the
number
plate.
99, Aaron.
We all know Yankee
Judge.
Stadium is a great place for Judge to hit home runs. In fact, his coaches joke and say he can sneeze one out to right. Well, the scary part is it might be true.
Judge in his 9th season, 32 years old, and he's one of the few 2-time MVPs in the league. Judge waits. And it's a strikeout for the Sandman, his 2nd of the game.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
1 down. Here comes Cody Bellinger. That misses,
Inside, ball 1.
and that's ball 1. And another ball.
Looks like he's being a little cautious
2
with him in
no
this
strike.
at-bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to make another mistake.
Right side, but that rolls foul. Next offering upstairs.
He hasn't fallen behind in the count like this all day. He's in danger of walking his first batter right here.
Next offering is in for a strike.
3-2.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. On the inside corner for called strike 3.
This guy will throw any pitch in any count. 3-2. He goes off speed,
Now
gets the
batting,
out.
Designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton.
And now it's Giancarlo Stanton. That's a strike. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Conine settles underneath it. Makes the catch, inning over. Back here at Lone Depot
Leadoff
Park.
for the
And now the
Marlins.
catcher
The
comes up
catcher,
to him. Nick Fortes.
Fortes.
Just
Ball
off
1.
the outside edge. And that is ball 1. Out to short, Volpe. gets it to first. Leadoff man retired here in the third.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Xavier Edwards.
Stepping in is the switch hitting shortstop, Xavier Edwards. Reached on an infield single his first time. Inside, 1-0.
Pretty good pitch to take a pass at in a 1-0 count. Just not able to square it up.
Just missed. And there's a foul ball. Ring him up, says Darryl Parker. That's a strikeout.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
Now, Connor Norton. The walk and a run scored his first time. Lifted in the air, right center field. Touches down. That's a hit. Makes the turn and heads for second. He's there. It's a 2-out double.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Put a really nice balanced swing on it. And when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box. And he'll feel real good about that one.
Jesus Sanchez, the next up for the Marlins. He's already homered here in this one. That pitch in for a strike. 0-1.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. Volpe whips it across. That's the third out. Inning over. So one hit is all they get. 3 innings complete. Yankees 3 and the Marlins 2. Start of the fourth, and here's the catcher, Austin Wells.
28, Austin Wells.
Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. That catches the corner.
You know, these Yankees showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
Just missed.
And that pitch count is impactful because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved a little sooner rather than later.
Swing and a high fly ball down the right field line. Sanchez makes the catch, and there's one gone.
Now batting, left fielder Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez stepping in now for the Yankees. Singled and scored his first time. Inside, just missed. Rolled softly, but that goes foul. Next offering is fouled back. struck him out. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game.
Got him swinging on that pitch away to finish him off, but everything early in the at-bat was in tight. Really challenged him in there with some competitive pitches, not letting him get his hands extended, but of course that eventually opens up the outside part of the plate, and he just wasn't able to adjust.
Here's the third baseman, Oswaldo Cabrera. RBI single his last time up. In there for strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Right through there for a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
2 outs. And he grounds one to the right side. And that one handled. Sends it to first. And that is the inning. The Yanks leave 1. And it remains a 3-2 ball game. And we're back. Here's the second baseman, Jonah Bride.
Second baseman, Jonah Bride.
Outside corner, there's a strike.
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
Ripped, but it curls foul. And the 0-2. And that one is inside.
Well, he missed badly with that 0-2 fastball. Hitter has to understand, probably wants to try to put him away with that pitch, so got to stay ready for it.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That's tough. You see it well. I mean, that was clearly up and out of the strike zone, but that's one of the hardest things. And when you see a pitch out of the hand at eye level, that discipline to remember, I can't hit that pitch. If I can see it really well at eye level, I can't catch up to that pitch when a pitcher's got this kind of velocity.
Mervis in the box now. No balls and a strike. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Now
just kept it simple. Played Pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. And at the plate for Miami, Griffin Conine. He's 0 for 1. That's in for a strike. Tying run is at first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's in the dirt. And the count is 1-1.
Well, with the amount of pitches that can end up in the dirt, a good secondary lead. Doesn't have to get away from the catcher, but if you're anticipating based off the trajectory, get yourself into scoring position.
Just missing there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Gets a piece and stays alive. And that's downstairs and outside.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boog.
Headed towards the corner. Hops over the wall, and that's an automatic double.
And boy, do they catch a break. Otherwise, you're looking at runners around the bases and probably a run that scores.
And now the DH, Davison De Los Santos. Golden opportunity right here. And he pumps it a strike. Mervis at third. Conine at second with 1 away. Late swing fouled off.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Outside low. Going to count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Bellinger makes the grab. Runner tagging from third. To the plate. Save. Back even. It's 3-3.
Sometimes all you got to do is your job and don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple. Runner third, less than 2 outs. Put the ball in play, and a nice job with the sac fly.
And here is Kyle Stowers. 0 for 1 so far. In there, and it's 0-1. That's down and in. A slider missed.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Line drive. That's a base hit. Coming home. Here's the throw. It's offline, and he scores. It's 4-3.
Well, he gets it done in a big spot to get the run across. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Now it's going to be Nick Fortes.
1-0.
Not even close there, and it's 1-0. There's a strike. Yeah, the 1-2 misses to even the count. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. And down on strikes he goes. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. On to the top of the 5th we go. It's the Marlins 4 and the Yankees. We go to the top of the 5th, and stepping in for the Yankees, Anthony Volpe.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
The shortstop takes the ball. Cut on and lifted in the air. And makes the grab. And there's one down.
The batter, number 13, second baseman.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. stepping in now for the Yankees. 1 for 2. First pitch misses.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot.
Swing and a foul straight back.
Yep, that ball went out.
That's a little bit low. The Yanks trailing by a run, and we're at the top of the 5th. Outside ball 4.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
The right fielder, number 99.
Here is Aaron Judge. 0 for 2 in this one. Alcantara over to first.
No, he's in.
And he's back safely. Grounder might be 2. Off balance feed. There's 1. Double play. What a clean killing to end the inning.
Pitcher made the pitch, and his players made the play behind him. Nice job. 4-6-3 inning-ending double play.
Back here in Miami, and the batter will be the shortstop, Xavier Edwards. Cole back to work. Pitch is in there. Strike 1.
Backdoored him with a breaking ball. Just got the corner. There's nothing you can really do with that.
That one ripped, and no one can get there. Around first, digging for 2. The throw into second. Not in time. That's a leadoff double.
Well, here we are, 3rd time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Garrett Cole is done in this one, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming up. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for
out of the bullpen for the Yankees, Mark Leiter Jr.
And he's got a big-time breaking ball to contend with. Hitters going to have to pick it up early if they're going to have any chance.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins. Fouled off. He was late.
You know, these Marlins putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
Man at second. Stays alive. And a swing and a miss. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away.
Well, clearly just anxious right there, and understandably so. An 0-2 count, you feel like you've got a lot of plate to cover, and you don't want to strike out, and you end up striking out. That's just one of those pitches where it's not over the plate, but because you committed to it as it was leaving his hand, by the time you realized it wasn't going to be in the zone, it's too late to hold up your swing.
Sanchez stands in now and watches strike 1. Way inside, gets out of the way. The 1-1. And he hits a ground ball right side. Fires to first in time.
Now batting, the second baseman, Jonah Bride.
Jonah Bride, the next up for the Marlins. Fouled off left side. That's outside.
Outside.
And now it's even 1-1. 2 outs with a runner at third. Next offering in there for a strike. And it's 1-2.
Really good cutter that he's able to front door and back door. That pitch is devastating.
Ground ball to the right side. And foul ball.
Just a matter of inches from picking up an RBI base hit and maybe a double in the process. That was barely foul.
2 outs and a runner at third. Last half of inning number 5. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. In to score is the runner from third, and it's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Good extension on that swing. Took the pitch on the outside part of the plate and drove it up the middle. He let it travel just enough.
And now here is Matt Mervis.
Ball 1.
And that misses.
Counts
And that's
1-0.
ball 1. Right, off of first with 2 away. Ground ball right side. Over to Goldie.
Oh.
And the inning is over. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's now a 5-3 ball game. You're dialed into the show.
I feel so powerful. Look at me.
And welcome back to the
Leading off for the
ballpark.
Yankees,
New
the
inning
center
getting
fielder,
started.
number
And now the
35,
center fielder, Cody Bellinger. This guy who grew up in big league clubhouses. Got to be a nice feeling, Siggy, when your father played in the big leagues and he passes down
Ball 1,
all that
no
wisdom.
strike.
The 1-0. There's a swing and a miss.
I can only imagine
1
the
ball, 1
comfort
strike.
level of being in the ballpark. For those kids who are fortunate enough to have a dad that played in the big leagues, them being on the baseball field, for some it's pressure. For them, they feel that they are right at home.
Next pitch is outside.
Three, 2.
That one misses.
4.
So a leadoff walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2
Now
pitch, and I
the
tell you what,
designated
he
hitter,
earned that walk.
Giancarlo.
And here is
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Now, these guys definitely
Outside,
looking
that's the
for
ball.
a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
And that one fouled off. The 1-1. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
The catcher, number
Austin
28,
Wells
Austin
getting ready to hit.
Wells.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
Runner on the go. Strike in there. Throw to second. Tag. And they got him. Two down. Nobody on. Outside low. And it's 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Next offering misses down and away. Two down, nobody on. And we're in the top half of the 6th. Next one misses. Full count now.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
2 outs. Swings and sends a rocket to right. Sanchez makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Offense held in check there. 6, 7, 8, 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Marlins 5 and the Yankees 3. Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Tim Hill.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
Hill.
So digging in, Griffin Conine. Swing and a miss, strike one. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Jake Cousins, the young right-hander, up and throwing. Hamilton also throwing. The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. One away.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
Davison De Los Santos now at the plate. And first offering is fouled off. Next offering is fouled back. Foul ball, still 0-2. That one missing inside. Inside, almost got him. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. He's got it. 2 down.
The center fielder, number 28.
Here's the center fielder, Kyle Stowers. Stowers measures 6 feet 2 inches, 215 pounds, and he's usually in left field, but today he's patrolling center.
Well, typically left fielders have the least amount of range in the outfield, so for him to take the responsibility in center field in this one, he's going to really need his corner teammates to help him out in the gaps.
Bellinger makes the grab, and that's the inning.
I finally made up my mind to take a better stand. Concentrate in my balance, give life a better chance. I'm too involved in God, not television.
Now pitching for
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Anthony Bender.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Now it's Goldschmidt up to the plate.
The first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
And that is out of play. The Yankees looking to rally. In there at the knees for a strike. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The 0-2. That's inside.
2 strikes.
Next offering upstairs. And there's a ball. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Now batting, left fielder
Jason Dominguez. The next to hit.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ballgame.
Tying run at the plate. That's in there, and it's 1-1.
That's out.
With the tying run at the plate, here in the top half of inning number 7. That one misses. Ball 3.
This is a really good feeling for a hitter. At this point in the ball game, you know that they don't want to walk you, so you're going to get a pitch to hit. You just better not miss it.
Swing and a miss. And now 3-2.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
And that is ball 4, and the Yankees are in business.
Well, interesting. He went with the off speed and walked the hitter. Man, you got to challenge the guy with the fastball.
First and second, no outs. Oswaldo Cabrera will hit next. This is what stat nerds like myself might call a high leverage situation.
Yeah, Boog, not sure what the numbers say, but clearly an at-bat that could change the course of this game dramatically.
Goldie over at second. Dominguez on at first with nobody out. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. Here comes Goldie around third. Here comes the throw. It's off the mark, and he scores. Back within 1. It's 5-4.
Picks himself up an RBI. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit. Now that sets up a huge at bat in this ball game.
Anthony Volpe stepping in now for the Yankees. Just missed. The possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Nobody out. So the tying run at second. On the ground, could be 2. The flip, 1 at second. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Well, an aggressive slide at second base, but it was legal. I like it because you're trying to break up the double play, and it looked like the slide impacted the throw a little bit. Nice job by the base runner.
Now the Marlins manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Anthony Bender won't go any further, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching.
Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Andrew Nardi.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves, late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Now Jazz Chisholm Jr. steps up for a big at bat. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
1 out. The possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Line drive out towards left field. That's a base hit. In comes the run from third. It's an RBI single.